In 1919, the world was still recovering from the First World War. The deadly Spanish flu pandemic had killed over 50 million people worldwide. During the war, strikes were effectively banned. Many labor organizations were declared illegal, and new laws strengthened the power of employers. Returning soldiers could not find good-paying jobs, and inflation drove the cost of everyday items higher and higher. Tensions were high in the spring of 1919. In May, the Winnipeg Trades and Labor Council supported unions in a local dispute. The Building and Metal Trades Council demanded that they be accepted as the bargaining agent for all workers in those trades. Their employers refused. The Trades and Labor Council proposed a general strike, in which workers from all the industries and businesses in Winnipeg would walk off the job until employers gave in. Struggling workers and veterans quickly joined the strike as a way to voice their grievances. On May 15th, the first to walk off the job were telephone operators, called the Hello Girls. Factory workers, printers, clerks, delivery people, railway workers, city workers, streetcar operators, firefighters, and postal workers soon followed. By the end of the day, 35,000 workers had left their jobs. Employers would not negotiate. To them, it looked like the start of a revolution, and they compared it to the communist revolution and civil war that was ongoing in Russia. The business elite, led by lawyer A.J. Andrews, denounced the strike and created the Citizens Committee of 1,000, a group of about 40 businessmen who falsely blamed the strike on enemy aliens, by which they meant Eastern European immigrants. In reality, most of the strikers were Canadian or British-born citizens. Thousands were war veterans. The Winnipeg police force was fired for not signing an oath to suppress the strike. Special police were hired and armed with clubs. On June 10th, they confronted a large crowd at Portage in Maine. A riot broke out, and the special police were defeated. Winnipeg was a divided city. Who was in charge? Was it the strikers? Was it City Council? The Citizens Committee of 1,000? On June 17th, about a month into the strike, labor leaders were arrested and sent to Stony Mountain Penitentiary. Strikers and veterans held peaceful rallies and marches to pressure authorities to release them. A.J. Andrews convinced federal authorities to send in forces to end the general strike. On June 21st, pro-strike veterans staged a silent march that attracted many bystanders. Mayor Gray read the riot act, but he could not be heard over the noise of the crowds. The Royal Northwest Mounted Police charged down Main Street on horseback to disperse the gathering. Some strikers retaliated with stones and bricks. The Mounties turned onto William Street and began firing into the crowd. Mike Sokolowiski was shot and killed. Many others were injured, including Mike Sherbanowicz, who later died of his wounds. An empty streetcar stood burning in front of City Hall. Military troops drove down Portage Avenue and Main Street armed with rifles and machine guns. They didn't fire a shot, but the sight of machine guns shocked the strikers. The strike was called off to avoid further bloodshed, and from that day forward, June 21st, has been called Bloody Saturday. By June 26th, it was all over. The strikers had lost, but many of the strike leaders went into politics and community work after their release from prison. John Queen served as Winnipeg's mayor. Richard Johns helped found Red River College, and William Ivins served as an MLA for 16 years. After the strike, working conditions, wages, and health benefits all slowly improved for Canadians due to the hard work of unions and the development of government policies that took labor seriously. Even though the strikers lost the Battle of 1919, their ideas won the war of public opinion.